Welcome back to the KMTRADERS channel. We're looking at pound USD and currently on the daily time frame. So let's just give a quick bias of where we're potentially looking. So as we can see here, we're getting some divergence through the overselling conditions through the RSI and price divergence. So ultimately, I believe that we'll be finding our positions for a buy. And now let's just take it further down just to give an ideal entry point. So upon looking at the last video that we made, this was the drawings that we made last time. So we got in around here, which is what we was looking at, but we failed to get exact entry point to get all of this ground from here to this top point. So ultimately we basically started the video around here and we just went straight up, so just like this. So we're getting a lot of resistance upon this key line at 1.2704. So these key lines are just a rough estimate of exactly how price reacts in certain conditions and certain places. So if we just take a look and just use, sorry, got the wrong tool. If we just take a look at the resistance zone that we've got right here, so what we are looking at right as of now, so let me just clear this up so it looks a bit more tidy for yourselves to see. So yeah, so price rose towards this key level point here, found resistance multiple times before it became eventually overcome by the buyers suppressing it. So what I'll be looking for now is a possible re-entry for the long bias. If we could come back to this point at some point and form a double test sort before signaling upwards momentum again. The reason why I'm thinking of this is because we've just got the buying conditions through the EMA and we've got the overbought conditions on the RSI, but it's looking like we're forming a slight divergence, but in the sense that we could find price to come up towards here before making our lows. So what another potential scenario could be is that price comes up to here, we get another rejection from this point and before we come down, and that could be our TP. So we can make money through both ways. We just have to see where the market comes in the next following week. So we could ultimately short from this point, like so, if we get the right sort of confirmation up towards here, and we could also get our long afterwards through that as well and see if we can get touched higher upon that. So this would be our first option, and then this would be our second option as well if we get that scenario. The other potential scenarios is if we get the immediate push upwards, and we're going to have to see if we can get some sort of retest upon this zone, resistance zone that we've just made, and see how it reacts to this sort of level up here. This key level is 1.2793, so that is the possible scenario that I'm looking for next week if we can make our longs, but ultimately pushing upwards just because of looking at our daily time frame, or we are in that condition where the reversals are occurring. So let's see if we can get the market to continue to push upwards as we are seeing the buyers slowly come back into play now. So we're breaking our lower highs as such here once, and we're just going to see what happens next week before we continue this momentum higher. So hopefully we could roughly target around here for next week on the higher highs. Just need to find potential support which becomes resistance that becomes support before we go higher. That's what I will be looking. This scenario here is if we do something like that and then we take it like this sort of thing. So that is what I'll be looking for this week. Make sure you're doing your own trades and look at everything accordingly. and yeah, come back in next week and we'll see the analysis and see if we can dissect it a lot further. So thank you very much for listening, and I'll catch you on the next one.